learning about Chapter 7, Food for Plants. In this chapter, we will learn about photosynthesis and fertilizers. Let's do a warm-up. Tanya is helping her grandma in their kitchen garden. Her grandma is spreading manure to the soil. She says that fertile soil is important and helpful for the plant to grow more vegetables. Do you know why fertile soil is important to grow vegetables? Because fertile soil gives more nutrients that helps the plant to grow. Plants are the primary producers of any food chain. They are also called as autotrophs because they can make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. All other living beings and living organisms are heterotrophs because they cannot make their own food and depend on autotrophs for their food. How do plants make food? Plants make food in their leaves. Leaves of plants contain chloroplast, which in turn contains chlorophyll, that is a green pigment which captures and converts the energy of sunlight. Now, during photosynthesis, plants make their food in the form of glucose. Importance of glucose. Both plants and animals need glucose for conducting various life processes. Glucose is used by plants in the form of energy to conduct various processes in the plant. The glucose provides plants with energy which helps in conducting various life processes like growth, flowering, etc. The plant stores excess glucose in the form of starch. This stored food is used by plants whenever they need it. Glucose is also used in making proteins, fats, and sugars. All these stored compounds are essential for the growth and health of the plant. Structure of a leaf. A leaf lamina usually has a large surface area to absorb a lot of light. The top surface of the leaf is protected from water loss, disease, and weather damage by a waxy layer. The light falls on the upper part of the leaf, which contains a type of cell called the palisade cell. This cell has lots of chloroplasts and can absorb a lot of light. The chloroplast is present in other parts of the leaf also, but the leaf is the primary site of photosynthesis. Transfer of air through tiny pores present on the leaves. These pores are called stomata. They are concentrated on the underside of the leaf. Carbon dioxide comes in and oxygen goes out of the leaf through the stomata. Photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. The chloroplast contains a green pigment called the chlorophyll, which captures the energy of the sunlight and stores it in the form of glucose or starch. Here, the light energy coming from the sun is absorbed by the chlorophyll. Carbon dioxide is absorbed and energy is released through the stomata. If there is more carbon dioxide in the air, then there are more chances of the plant to make more food. So, the rate of photosynthesis increases. Water and minerals are absorbed from the ground through the roots. The roots have a big surface and thin walls so that the water can pass through it easily. Photosynthesis. Plants, some bacteria and algae conduct the process of photosynthesis to make food. It is the most important chemical process on earth. Plants use carbon dioxide and water to make glucose and oxygen with the help of light as a source of energy. The life on earth depends on the process of photosynthesis because all living beings need food and oxygen to survive. Here is a tidbit. Plants need 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water to make 1 molecule of glucose during photosynthesis. Now, what is required for photosynthesis? Here are some things required for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide. It has a scientific symbol CO2. It is produced when plants and animals breathe out during respiration or when we burn anything. Water. It is also a scientific symbol H2O. Water is made of oxygen and hydrogen. We use water to make glucose. Light. Sunlight or artificial light can help plants in the process of photosynthesis, but sunlight is the best source of energy. Chlorophyll. This is the green pigment present in the leaves of plants. This captures the light energy from the sun. Nutrients and minerals. They are nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium which help the plant roots absorb from the soil. What are the conditions required for the process of photosynthesis? We have seen what plants need to make food. Therefore, we need all these following in the plants to make ample quantity of food. Sunlight. Plants make food using the energy of the sun. Artificial light can also be used by the plants, but the light from the sun is the best source of energy. Water. Water is used by the plants to make food. Different plants need different quantities of water. Rice and sugarcane need a lot of water to grow, and palm and cactus need less water. Air. Plants get the carbon dioxide and water vapor from the air. Plants grow well in the fresh air than in polluted air. Fertile soil. Plant absorb minerals and other nutrients from the soil. When the soil is fertile, it is rich in nitrogen, magnesium, etc., which the plants use to make food. Hence, the plants in the fertile soil grow better than the ones in less fertile soil. If there is less water, the food made in the plant is also less. Importance of minerals for plants. Plants use minerals to make and store food. Plants make food which is stored in the form of glucose in different parts of the plants. Glucose is made of three elements: carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Glucose is also stored by plants in the form of starch. Sometimes food is stored in the form of protein. To make proteins, the plant needs nitrogen besides oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. Phosphorus is used by plants to regulate the life processes. Photosynthesis occurs in the chlorophyll. To make chlorophyll, the plants need magnesium. Similarly, potassium is needed by plants to open and close the stomata. Hence, to make food, the plant needs different elements. Where do they get these elements from? When water is absorbed from the soil, it provides the plant with hydrogen and oxygen that they need. Now, nitrogen and oxygen are also obtained from the soil, and fertile soil gives more elements that the plant may require. Nitrogen and magnesium are absorbed from the soil. Fertile soil provides the plant with more minerals that they may require. Did you know that farmers use fertilizers to restore the soil fertility? The most common fertilizer used is NPK, where N stands for nitrogen, P phosphorus, and K potassium. Why do plants need water? Plants need water to provide dissolved minerals that keep the plant healthy, provide a medium for transporting the minerals, to keep the plant firm and tight, to keep the plant cool and hydrated, to allow other chemical reactions to occur in the plant cells. Let us think. What happens if we put too much fertilizers in the soil? Applying fertilizers helps the farmer to replenish the soil of minerals. So when we put fertilizers in the soil, the plants absorb the minerals to make their food. But does this mean that we can put any amount of fertilizer in the soil? The answer is no. Just like we eat a balanced diet, the plants also need a balanced amount of minerals. Too much of one mineral will make the plant unhealthy. Using too much fertilizer may degrade the soil. It makes it difficult for plants to absorb the minerals from the soil. Sometimes too much fertilizer also inhibits the absorption of water by the plants, and less water makes the plants dehydrated and they become unhealthy. Thus, too much of a good thing can also be bad. Hence, we should use the fertilizers carefully. Here's a science top-up for you. In 2005, scientists discovered that a special bacteria deep in the ocean with no sunlight was conducting photosynthesis using faint light from the volcanic vents. This means that other life form exists deep in the ocean with no light. Here's a glossary of our chapter. Deficiency, a lack or shortage of something. Chemical compound, a substance made from two or more different elements. Organic compound, any chemical compound that contains carbon in it. Here's a mind map for you. Plants get food through photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is carried out when carbon dioxide, minerals, sunlight, and water come together. This process gives out glucose.